Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for sticking with us, and Crow and I are back for some more round two, day two, open qualifier action. Crow, we saw a pretty dope map one. It was
Yeah,
pretty great to watch. It went,
all the way.
what is it, all the way, round 15 we saw. We got another one coming up as well, a banger between Project Neo and Synthetic.
Yeah, another two undefeated teams. Right now, we've only got 4 left, like we said just before the break. Project Neo, Synthetic, Didn't Ask, and Team Burnt Turkey. So, Team Burnt Turkey and Didn't Ask are playing, and meanwhile, we're going to have Neo versus Synthetic on stream. And for the final match of the day, we'll likely have the winner of this game against the winner of the other game that's currently off stream. So, last time we saw Neo play, they went up 6-1 against, who was it, Survey Corps? And then threw away their lead, lost 6 rounds in a row, and we're down 6-7 before taking the next 2 and winning in max OT. Synthetic taking a much more dominant road so far through the quals, I believe, than Neo. Neo have had 7-4, well 7-0, 8-7, 7-2. Synthetic have had a much easier time. So just based off of round differential, they should have the advantage. But of course, I have never personally casted these teams against each other. I don't think I've casted Synthetic yet at all, to my knowledge.
Yeah, this is gonna be good to actually watch unfold. I don't think we have much in the way of expectations for this one. Obviously, both of these teams have really rolled their way on through these first now 4 rounds, but I guess the more notable victory that we highlighted was Synthetic over Honor Esports in round number 4, the 7-2 victory delivered on that CACL roster. So that's a pretty big deal for Synthetic, and definitely riding that high. They're going to be looking to take this fight to Project Neo as well, and well, they could emerge at the end of this round. At the end of this round, there'll be only 2 undefeated teams, lossless teams remaining. So it's going to be interesting to see which of these teams can emerge victorious in that spot. Before we get into our match, remember, if you want to take a look at our other broadcasts right above me here, you can see the links there, SFCL Esports and 9Ball Esports. Those are where you can find our community partners for this open qualifier. If this match doesn't suit your fancy, although it probably should, you can go ahead and take a look at our partner channels and see what they've got in store as well.
Yeah, of course we want to spread the love. Hi, Shervin Ian being players of Synthetic. So, the map is going to be Consulate. This was, okay, so I don't know Synthetic's history on Consulate or DVX, just because I haven't casted them in a very long time. Neo, on the other hand, they were known as Valkyrie. Consulate was their freaking map. And something happened. I don't know if it was the meta change or if it was just the change of players that they had, but Consulate started to fall by the wayside, and Theme Park became the Valkyrie Neo map. However, JJ's been telling me that Consulate has slowly been getting better for them, so I'm interested to see what Neo bring out. If we're going to see the patented, I don't know if you've ever casted it, but the patented JJ Clash hold on console. Always one of my favorite holds, and something that not a lot of teams were able to break. So already we've got Nomad, Thatcher, and Valkyrie. Nomad ban, very standard on Consulate. Consulate revolves a lot around the outside play. So as a defender, you want to have access to that outside. And if you're starting on the attack first, as Synthetic are, they don't want, well, you kind of have to give the defenders that kind of free roam with the Nomad, but you can take away their intel to make sure they're running out blind. So normally that's a pretty standard response. Thatcher being a very standard ban, followed by Cade. Maverick doesn't have too much use on Consulate, so with no Cade on the board, just makes that garage wall a hell of a lot easier to open.
And we're not going to see any of the target bans that we saw on our previous series. The Ash and the Mozzie will both remain on the board and playing in this map. You've got, of course, your standard bans that you highlighted, Crow. Sometimes we're going to see maybe a gridlock play here or there. Some teams do like to replace that Nomad with that sort of flank watch operator that without the air jabs, you really have to, I guess, pull out all the stops and either go with something of a flank watch like a zero or a gridlock, or simply just slap some drones down, call it a day, and ignore that completely. Crow, I feel like there's something going on in chat
Yeah.
that you got to respond to here.
I already said hi to Spiker. Henry, can you do me a favor? Open all chat and tell X24 to shut the hell up.
He's gonna do it.
Thank you. Shout out to Henry, our beautiful observer. I'm just not gonna have this debate right now with Logan in the middle of a freaking game. But already you can see Project Neo. JJ baited out that Clash pick for that top floor hold because I guarantee you Synthetic is more than aware of what Project Neo likes to play with that. So just kind of fooling them, making them think it's going to be a top floor hold when in reality it's garage. And we have that bathroom extension as well upstairs. Very aggressive play actually inside of Visa from Adapt. Actually, Adapt coming into more of a fragging role, shoving X24 off the Jaeger and onto Legion is definitely very interesting. X24 actually all the way upstairs. And here's another operator that we typically only see on maps like Consulate and Coastline. It's Sherbal on the Lion. So he's going to be able to pretty much lock these defenders in place when the clear starts to come or when that execute is starting to form from Synthetic. Not nearly, of course, as good as he once was. Thank the Lord. But so far, Synthetic already making pretty good pace, taking admin, taking upstairs, and I believe X24 has already fallen back, and they've already shoved the Jaeger down Visa. So far, this entire admin side of the building is under their control.
Yeah, you still have one player, though, tempting to contest this attack. That's going to be X24, but he will fall off that angle, opting to play his life.
Wow.
Rather than play that position, the shot from Adapt, cutting down Sherbal. That's going to be the Lion off the board, and a stellar shot to start off this map. Without the Lion, it's going to have to be... Honestly, not much is going to have to change. It really is not a lot of utility that you've lost now. You still have all of the utility you would normally need to get much of an attack going. You're just going to obviously be lacking that manpower and the aggression and the pressure from that other side. The vertical play still a focus, but definitely lacking in terms of actual bomb site pressure. They've yet to clear out Blastful. They've yet to clear out this player who's Spiker, who's playing on yellow stairs, as well as X24, who is refusing to back off this position as well. You've got to push coming down yellow stairs, but you've got X24 on the swing, and he's going to cut down Nah. That's going to be a goodbye for the Zofia, and only 3 attackers now remain.
Nah, horrible name, by the way. He deserved getting killed there. And JJ is still inside of bathroom. You really don't have much going for you if you're this attack, and they're going to try and shove their way through the breach that's been open. Someone is already side-wide. The Thermite pushed all the way up, but there's a drop from JJ. He downs that player while the trades go out. Rated actually finishing him off with the Evil Eye, but Breeze is there with a refrag of his own. We're down into a 2 versus 2 from what was a 5 versus 3, but still the Evil Eye tagging up the Ashe slowly. She is so lit up and susceptible to just 1 bullet, but there's the kill from Rice. Now it's just all up to Rated. Can he find the swing and the kill? He sees one by White Van. Pre-fires over and they both line up. He just holds down the trigger and 81 bullets is more than enough to do the job. The Maestro clutches up and Neo take round number 1.
Oh, the lineup. That is heartbreaking. Oh, that's heartbreaking for Synthetic. It was looking so good. Yeah, it was so close. A couple of bullets there, and, well, that would have been the end of the defensive performance for Neo. But Synthetic, not able to pull it out. Not able to pull it out in those closing moments. A couple of really impressive shots there from Rice and from JJ as well. Some really good gunplay, and, well, looking forward to seeing how it unfolds in round number 2. We're not going to be seeing the top floor hold either. We're going to be going to lobby and press room as our piano, the next site, our focus. But once again, Sherbal is going to pull out the Lion pick. And I don't know how I feel about this pick. I love that intel that the Lion can give you. The EE1D drone can be just so annoying to deal with on defense, but a lone push is what we saw from the Lion last time. He was kind of alone on an island in Visa, and it didn't really work out. We didn't really get to see those EE1Ds utilized as much as we would have expected. So interesting to see the Lion back, but you've got quite a weapon, and you've got three flash grenades, so you can easily burn some of that utility and help out on those clears. But Lion is generally one of those operators saved for a map like Coastline, where you don't need hard breach, or one of those aggressive maps. And Consulate is, of course, one of those maps that can be so aggressive, but it can also be what some would call the window repel simulator. Of course, the basement bomb site, you don't get to see that in action, but once you head to these top 2 floors, really the game could be summed up as sit on a window and take 50-50 gunfights after 50-50 gunfights. Some teams, they don't have to go into that style of play. You can enter through admin and go for your top floor control from there. But so often, this map in particular will be decided by a couple of 1v1s on those window repels.
Yeah, like you said, that's why Consulate is kind of falling out of favor, and that is why nobody likes attacking, or no one likes defending the top floor. We've seen Console be almost completely replaced by Archives Tellers in the meta, just because Archives Tellers relies a lot less on that on holding off those repels. Interestingly enough, Synthetic, who looked like they were going to be going for that repel push with men on Suicide Balk and all that good stuff, are now shifting their push over towards admin. A Sherbil, who I don't think actually got an EE1D off before he died in the previous round, is sitting inside a Visa. Spiker can hear the Lion shuffling around. He wants Sherbil to stand still so he can get that C4 kill, but Sherbil won't give him the luxury. I believe that is actually a hard floor that he's sitting on, and he's just going to keep going right. You see Raiden and Spiker are pretty much chasing him. They are looking for the C4. They want it really bad, but Sherbil now, unfortunately, out of range of those explosives. Never mind. He's back. Dude, I want something to happen here. Oh.
He's just still moving. He's shuffling around.
There it is!
Oh, there it is! Spiker getting the C4 kill onto Sherbil. The back and forth dance around that C4 finally ended with the Lion being sent sky high, and that is going to be exactly what Project Neo needed to stalling out the remainder of this push. There's very little vertical control really being attempted by Synthetic right now. They're gearing up for a very direct circle send. Poison, he's gonna go for the plant. JJ looks like he knew it was going down, but has backed off the angle because it was just a fake. Poison going for it again, not gonna line up one, cutting down Adapt. That's gonna return the man count to even. The plant's gonna be finished, but X24 is gonna cut down one. In the meantime, JJ, the shot onto Na. Rice, a quick answer, but it's a post-plant 2v3. Poison is running as far away as possible, but Rice is gonna be fragging out in the meantime, cutting down another. It's gonna be a 2v2 now, but an explosive from below is gonna remove the Ash finally. No more kills for Rice. It's a 1v2, but Poison is in exactly the right position. He is really far out towards that main gate side. He can simply play this passively and wait for the defuse to actually go down. I don't know if he sees it. I don't know if he sees it.
Spiker!
Oh my goodness, Spiker. What a shot. Cutting down Poison, and Project Neo take the round.
Wow. That was almost an excellent recovery from Synthetic, but unfortunately for them, Neo, not only were the C4s on point, but while everyone was getting kills off-site, the execute was going down, and sure, it was successful, but JJ being able to get that instant refrag on one of those players going outside was a massive difference maker. That forced Poison out there. Well, not only is Poison playing out there, but instead of having to deal with an outside crossfire, which they're going to play extremely passively and is almost impossible to get out of if you're a defender, there is one. Only one. That was a massive pick from JJ, and Neo being able to retake into the bomb site, keep things blow for blow, and killing Rice upstairs indirectly really put the round in their favor. JJ, even though he was a 3 armor, being able to sprint across the double door right out of Poison's line of sight. Poison could not react in time, and as he's forced to walk up and try and kill him, Spiker's there for the swing. Excellently coordinated by Neo. Synthetic dropping the ball just a little bit there, but Project Neo now up 2-0, and like I said, no console office. We will instead see the Archives Tellers hold, and this is strikingly similar to the aerial arise top-down hold.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the aerial arise hold, but one thing that's always interesting to talk about, Crow, is how much the meta has really changed, especially on these less frequently played maps. This consulate is a perfect example. If you remember, just not too long ago, the top floor bomb site was the #1 preferred site for rank stacks and professional teams alike. And to
Yeah.
see it fall so much out of the meta to the point where you're going to a challenging site to defend as your tertiary bomb site, this one requires just so much more coordination and really talented pulse. And we're actually not going to see that here. We're going to see a lot of C4s, but we're not going to see generally the staple of this bomb site, which is that heartbeat sensor, that pseudo wall hacks, identifying exactly where a teller's plant is going down. Instead, there's actually going to be a player holding down tellers, as well as this stacked vertical hold.
Yeah, so if you're not too familiar with the aerial arise vertical hold, what they do is they bring Mira. One Mira all the way upstairs, one Mira kind of in the, you know the doorway with the single soft panel in Blue Hall downstairs?
Sure, yeah.
They put a Mira window down there. And they sit one guy in the basement. A lot of this revolves up top. Now, the main difference that I can already see from Neo is that instead of running a Maestro playing inside of Visa, they're running Spiker on the mute instead for that extra C4. But you still got X24 as the Vigil covering that backside push, making sure these admin players can't get killed from behind. Instead of Jaeger playing over by filing cabinet, he's actually playing behind the mirror window. And you can see JJ, he wanted to play for that patented gunner admin C4, but Adapt cuts him down. X24 is there with another kill as well, and this clear from Synthetic is just falling apart at the seams. Sherble gets cut down from the side thanks to JJ on low HP. Sure, Spiker's been downed, but Rice still has 4 more kills to find. Only a minute to do so. One player's on white. That was X24, and X24 knows that he can just waste the time. He'll start to retreat as Rice moves his way up long bar. Now, there is only one person still inside of admin where the diffuser has been dropped. I believe it's JJ on just 1 point's worth of HP. Spiker will be revived, so now it's an ace clutch situation once again from Rice. Or actually, no, I was wrong. I think that's actually Adapt upstairs. You can tell by the way Rice is playing, he has little to no info going into this push. Luckily, he will be able to collect the diffuser and put it in his pocket, but still gotta worry about this Jaeger, who he'll cut down. Another one as well. X24 now dead. Ozzy Pested Drone will confirm that he is moving towards Visa Stairs, and I mean, this is actually, chances are slim, but it's not completely unwinnable. 2 of the defenders are very low HP, but as I say that, Rice will be put down to 1. JJ just spams through the wall as he gets the call from his team and shuts Rice down. A good attempt from the Ash as he finds 2 picks, but it's not enough in the 1v5, and Neo, they take a perfect site rotation.
It seems that Synthetic didn't quite identify what they were dealing with on that top floor before it was too late. I mean, either you have to full send that admin clear or not send it at all. And what we saw was kind of half effort. They really just ran in one at a time, and there was not much that you could do. We saw that was the Habana on the swing onto paper or printer rather, and just looking for anything, trying to find some traction on that admin take, but there was a crossfire there. There was a mirror window providing all of that information, and a solo push in admin is definitely not going to get it done. If you're gonna clear out that push well, you are gonna need to either approach it from elsewhere or put all 5 or at least 3 or 4 of your attackers focused on that clear. You need to dump utility towards the mirror window. You need to clear out at all costs those players tucked away in those admin side corners. Synthetic didn't do that, and that is going to be Project Neo now taking a flawless 3-0 site rotation. And now finally, we are going upstairs, meeting hall, CO, patented JJ hold, as you said, Crow.
Jonah, here it is. This is something that I have not seen in quite some time, and goddamn am I excited. So, the way this works, X24, as Doc, plays inside a bathroom. JJ will contest depending on where the push is coming from. If it's over towards admin, he'll sit himself inside of long desk. If it's a console push, he'll be over towards the front desk, challenging the double door and, by extension, the windows. You have Rated, of course, sitting normally towards Bosco's spot. Adapt on the Jaeger over towards yellow, and Spiker, well, he'll just kind of flex around where need be, whether it be connector, whether it be over inside of console, maybe supporting JJ. JJ's main support, though, in this hold is going to be X24. This entire strategy hinges on the interaction between the Clash and the Doc, how well X24 is able to peek behind him, and how long he can keep the Clash alive with his stims. Already a brilliant kill from the Doc that I was just talking about. Poison tries to upside down repel by the bathroom window to get that pressure on, and X24 catches him.
Yeah, we're gonna see JJ is, playing this exactly as he should. He is simply standing close against the wall, providing all the information to his team, giving them callouts and allowing X24 to properly play off him. Using that, X24 is gonna take down another, adapt the follow-up onto Sherbal, and this synthetic attack is all but gone. Nah is being pushed by the Clash. Adapt is gonna take him down, and Rice is all that is left, and he's staring down a brick wall. And that is JJ sending right on at him. X24, he knows that that is not the right decision, but he's gonna get cut down for that. Rated is there on the crossfire. Goodbye Rice, and Project Neo will take a swift 4-0 lead.
Wow, brilliantly held back, and that is the JJ Clash strat on console office. Displayed almost to perfection. Like I said, a lot of that strategy hinges on the interaction between the Doc and the Clash. Doc not only able to get 2 kills, but adapt on the yellow stairs, being supported by the Clash, able to get one of his own. And sure, I think he got 2. And sure, Rice is able to get 3 frags. But at that point, it was just kind of a lost cause. Especially too, you saw, although JJ hadn't been damaged because of the way Clash works, sometimes her electricity runs out and then she becomes vulnerable to avoid that, just to give her a little bit more life. X24 stims JJ just to make the Clash a little bit more of a threat, give him more confidence to continue pushing down. From there, Adapt as well, vaulting over the railing to kill the Zoth that was challenging. And Rice, it's a 1v5. What are you going to do against a Clash and 4 people behind her just pushing you? Like, there's just nothing. Now, he killed Adapt on the refrag, but X24, I don't know if you noticed, X24 peeked that with the revolver.
Yeah.
And died. And then, the Ashe was so distracted, so tunnel visioned by the Clash that she didn't know Rated was just sitting and waiting in Z for her to cross out. So beautiful play by Project Neo. Not only do they take a perfect site rotation, but they win all 4 sites on the map without a single loss.
I do have to ask you something, Crow. You mentioned when we were talking about Synthetic's victory over Honor Esports, you mentioned Rice was unable to make his impact. Do you remember what that number was? How many kills he was able to get in that previous map? You said something like it was 0, maybe? I don't know exactly what it was, but there was...
No, yeah. I think that was a meme.
Okay.
No, because, Breeze said, because Rice has been absolutely on a heater so far through the qual. So Breeze made a joke and said Rice had a donut while Poison, the support player who is infamous for going 0-11 in an EPS match and still winning, dropped 43, which is of course, not impossible, but very, very, very improbable.
Yeah. Well, I was going to mention, if that was the point that, Synthetic, clearly it's Rice right now, and that's pretty much it. Nobody has been able to really find much else. Breeze, of course, has 2. Na has 1, but Sherbal and Poison have been completely shut down at this point. It is a dominant Project Neo defensive half right now, and in round number 5, at least right now, nothing has changed. You still have Synthetic. They're going for their methodical map control approach, and they are forcing Project Neo a little bit back, but that's exactly what you need to do if you're Project Neo. Just take these aggressive positions, slowly fall off them, and we're going to see how impactful this B1 hold is actually going to be. Once again, you've got JJ holding down the bathroom, and he has no reason to be forced out just yet. Poison is going to be the player to contest this, but right now Poison is all alone in a dangerous position for the lone hard breacher to be undertaking.
Yeah, with only one hard breacher on a garage attack, I'm not sure if you want Poison playing that aggro. He now
Wall's already
starts
open,
to
actually.
move down. Oh, okay, all right, what am I?
Yeah.
Oh, we're just stupid. All right, well,
Yeah, it's my
I
bad.
guess he can play that aggro because he's got the AK-12. Turbo will try and clear bathroom with really no drones ahead of him, of course, because it is a mute, and it is hard to drone out a mute inside of bathroom. And it's X24 to start things off, actually, onto Poison. So the hard breach that already had finished his job will be the first man to die, and he actually finds another one onto Sherbil. Down goes the IQ. Someone over towards Pipes. It's Spiker pushes up. He catches Rice on the reload. Unfortunate timing for that Ash, and now it's just Nah and Breeze. The former takes some damage from that breach, I think, to X24 as well. At least I wouldn't be surprised if it was, as Breeze is all left to solo clear upstairs as the Jackal. He spots almost one who just kind of sprints out.
Oh,
okay, JJ maybe getting a little bit too brazen there, but I mean, it's kind of justifiable looking at the time on the clock. I mean, if anything, that was just to waste away the time. X24 gets 3 kills before he's shut down, not able to light up the Jaeger, but Rated finishes him off. Just sticking the lasers on the evil eye. Unfortunate for the last player of Synthetic, but sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And Neo now take a striking 5-0 lead.
Wow, this is utter dominance. I mean, there have been very few things we've seen from Synthetic so far this map that could lend themselves to success down the road. Project Neo just seems to have their number at every turn. And this is coming off. Synthetic is coming off a 7-2 victory against Honor Esports. I hate to sound like a broken record here, but that is a big deal. And for Project Neo to now be just steamrolling them, a 5-0 consulate defense when they've won all 4 bomb sites, all of them quite handily so. This is not looking good for Synthetic at all. I never like to count a team out of a round or a map, but Synthetic are a bit lost right now. They haven't found much traction even within a couple of rounds. They're losing manpower early on. I wonder what has changed. Between round number 4 and round number 5, you did mention that this is one of those Project Neo staple maps, and maybe that's why this is seemingly so one-sided, but Synthetic just have not had an answer at all so far.
Yeah, shout out as well to I see Unfair in chat. They just caught up to the they had caught up to the JJ Clash hold, and Unfair, rightly so, has said this hold scares me. Last time I had to play against it, it was up to Dami to clutch a 1v3. That is one of the only times I've seen this strat fail, was because Dami, you know, one of the star players for Aerial Arise, was able to clutch a 1v3 with the G8. If that hadn't happened, or if he had a different gun, he likely wouldn't have even had the ammo to clutch that up. That was I still remember that game. That was from like the beginning of EPS. But Neo are quite honestly on track to winning a flawless half. They last time defended this site, it was nearly flawless. They defended the admin. I mean, they held on to admin masterfully. Now, but things will change. Adapt. The player who normally plays behind the mirror window inside of admin will be cut down first by Nah, and now JJ playing that position has significantly less support. That was almost huge, but Spiker was looking at him. So it's just a 1-for-1 trade. And sure, you lose one of your players upstairs, but if you're Synthetic, you'll also lose your only guy over 4 kills.
Well, JJ is going to cut down Nah, and that is going to put Synthetic on the back foot once again. They still have a ton of time to work with. They've got a minute 40 left on the clock. That is all the time you need. They've got a couple of drones to work with, and they have a ton of utility as well. This is a winnable situation still for Synthetic, but they're going to need to turn this man advantage back to even very quickly. Breeze is going to be rotating around, pressuring from this main lobby circle desk side. Sherbil is looking for that crossfire as well, coming in from Z. That's going to be JJ, prone in the hallway, and he's going to get cut right on down. Rated, though, a swift answer is found onto Poison. Sherbil, the pre-fire not found, but the shots will eventually connect onto Spiker. X24 immediately with the follow-up onto Breeze, though. It's going to be the IQ in a 1v2. Sherbil has to make this one happen, but a couple of missed shots there onto X24. And that's not going to happen, and X24 is going to whip out the secondary and just end things here for Synthetic.
Wow. So, a flawless half. What? Okay, Logan. I don't know if stream saw that or not, but wow. So that time, it looked like the game plan from Synthetic was to crouch walk in, and it didn't work. Neo knew. Rice dies. Sherbil gets 1 kill, but his teammate dies. And meanwhile, the one guy pushing admin gets taken out after killing Adapt. And your defuse carrier pushes Visa double door with no support and dies as well. There's just a lot of disjointedness. There's a lot of just like single pushes happening from Synthetic, not a lot of refragability, and the biggest thing is they are just, not winning their fights. Like nearly every straight up 1v1 gunfight that's been taken has gone the way of Neo.
Yeah. This is shockingly one-sided. Nobody expected it to turn like this. Synthetic is also undefeated. These two teams, equal playing field. Synthetic actually a better round differential so far. This is not the way it was expected to go. Sure, Project Neo, maybe you expected them to take the win, but you didn't expect them to be 6-0. A completely unanswered first half. Of course, Siege is a defensive-sided game, but Consulate is not super defensive-sided as a map. It's window repel simulator. The attackers can find a lot of success by just hopping onto piano window, to taking vertical control using those windows. It's just not something that we've seen from Synthetic, and a lack of coordination, it's just not working out well for them. And it is a bit surprising to see, and honestly disappointing. I want to see this map really go all the way, at least inch a bit closer to being competitive, but Synthetic right now, something's not clicking, and maybe this tack timeout taken by Neo, but maybe this tack timeout it will be enough. This 2 minutes of time can say, okay, let's refocus, let's get it together and cook up some success on defense here.
Yeah. I do know, though, what Neo likes to do, or what JJ likes to do, is he'll go up astronomically. And then take a tactical timeout and be like, hey, these guys are shaking. We have this in the bag. Let's sit. Let's let them stew. Basically, what JJ tries to do is just psych them out by taking that tack timeout. They're up 6-0. Project Neo need a single round. Just one. In this entire defensive half. This is not a 5-1 turning into a 6-1 lead. This is a 6-0 flawless. Debatably way harder to come back. Synthetic make a single mistake and they're done. That's so much pressure. So we'll see how they defend Garage. That'll be their first site that they try to mount their comeback on. Got Na all the way up over towards Visa. Mira set up down on the site. Neo droning it out already, so I don't know. I don't know how much faith I have in Synthetic at this point.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but maybe this is where they pull it out. Maybe a C4 from Breeze here could reshape the entire round. At the very least, he's got all the intel he needs to alert his team that Project Neo, they're going for that admin-sided take and that admin-side map control approach. You do have X24, who's already pushed up into Visa and is looking to make sure that there are no players on this first floor as well. This is something that Breeze is definitely going to be aware of, and a C4 tossed up either by him or by Sherbil could be the end of the Zofia, but it will not be, at least for the time being. You've got Adapt, who's pressuring from this spiral side, but really for Synthetic right now, this early aggression that I might have expected, they probably wanted to get things off on the right foot. They're actually going to do so by playing this patient. They're going to be a bit more withdrawn here and at least hope to contest a bit later in the round rather than so early on. We're going to see Breeze. He took a few shots there on an X24, but nothing is going to be enough to take the Zofia down. And now the vertical pressure is going to begin on to the bomb site itself. Adapt is going to be taking out those evil eyes, enabling themselves to go for that eventual plant. And the dual hard breachers is going to enable that as well. First pick, it's not going to be in the favor of Synthetic. Spiker cutting down one and cutting down a second. Poison vaulting around on the cafeteria table is going to mark his death.
That is the Maestro and the Smoke as your first 2 deaths. It could not have started worse for this defensive round for Synthetic. And what, I mean, is honestly shaping up to be their last as Na takes even more damage from the breach, vaults over. He's looking to challenge out, but that player is just on their drone. JJ is, or sorry, not JJ, Rated is playing this remarkably passive, and honestly, it's what his team needs. Na with a brilliant shot through the floorboards. He catches one, looking to be finished off by that other player upstairs. I believe it to be the Ash of Adapt, but there it is. He's finally exposed. Adapt collects. It's just Breeze and Sherbal. A 2 versus 4. 2 C4s in pocket and a mirror window still up, I believe, inside of security. They could get some freebies, but not anymore. Not as Breeze tries to push up and goes down. It's Sherbal alone. Plant going down. He has to deny. He can't even kill JJ, the cover. And Project Neo in what should have been one of the most hotly contested matches will 7-0 sweep the other undefeated team. X24 going huge with 11 kills in 7 rounds, and they will now be tied for first with the winner of Didn't Ask and Team Burnt Turkey.
What a statement from Project Neo. Of course, you've got to talk about the mistakes there that Synthetic made, but at the end of the day, that is Project Neo 7-0, cleanest victory imaginable against another undefeated team in these open quals. That is a statement, to say the least. Project Neo, clearly a team to be reckoned with down the line. I do believe we will be following their matchup next against the winner of that matchup, like you mentioned, Crow. And honestly, what can another team do against Project Neo right now? Synthetic is a strong team. What happened here? What happened here?
I don't know. It seemed to be that Synthetic were looking like the stronger team through these quals, especially after we saw Neo really struggle against Survey Corps yesterday, nearly throwing their 6-1 lead. But I mean, Neo now, because right, like you said, that's a huge statement. One, because you're 7-0ing another undefeated team, of which there are only 4. And 2, the only round that Neo won off a clutch was round 1, when Rated got that 1v2 as Maestro. Every other round was just dominant. Neo, I mean, they didn't even give Synthetic any room to breathe. That is what a 7-0 should look like. Synthetic just didn't have a chance in any of those rounds. And I mean, normally, you know, I'd give a bracket update, but we just nothing has happened yet. Never mind. Team Versity, who we just saw go down to Team Burnt Turkey, 7-1'd the new Homeland Esports roster. And that so far is the only other game that's finished. So,
I mean, normally, Crow, when you talk about 7-0s, normally you have to like put a little asterisk by it and say it actually was a bit closer. There were some contested rounds and it wasn't as dominant as the scoreline indicates.
It could have been a 7-2, but it was a 7-0. Like, this was not that at all. It was a 7-0 and it was deserved. It was clean. Well, I guess in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, if there's other games going on, we still have a couple of streams live. SFCL, twitch.tv/SFCL, and twitch.tv/9ballesports. You can find some games being currently streamed there if you just can't handle Pro and I giving you the rundown. But we are going to send it to a quick break, or maybe more of an extended break, because we've got to let this round play on out. Round number 5 has just got underway. A lot of hotly contested games to finish, but once we're done there, we're going to be back, and we're going to be back with round number 6 for Project Neo to see what they can do. Be sure to tune into those other streams, check out those matches there, and throw some love to those channels. But until then, we'll be back in a bit.